Alright, welcome to my new channel. This is the Alien Language, it's my side channel, and this is The Vengeful Salt.
Hello.
He has another channel on YouTube. He has about 13 subs, is that right?
Right, as of now.
I have 0, so don't worry.
Alright.
For short, because I don't really feel like calling him his entire YouTube name the entire time, just for short. Elon, that sounds good.
Yeah, because I'm wearing a Tesla shirt. Why not?
Yeah, why not? For most of you that don't know, this is going to be a podcast channel. I mean, it's not going to be super long, but we're going to go over some cool tech news stuff. So, first on the topic, by the way, we're going to talk about Razer Project Hazel.
Alright, I know nothing about this, so tell me about it, Brett.
Okay, Razer Project Hazel is this really cool idea. It's a gaming face mask.
Gaming face mask.
Well, not really gaming, but it's from a gaming company. I mean, like, Razer makes, like, you know.
Right.
They go overboard on stuff that isn't necessary. Like, their face mask is like $150, as you can see right here. Basically one of the most protective in the world, but it's also the most... a little too much is what I would say, just because there's like too much stuff on it. There's like, for instance, like RGBs. It comes with
Okay. Is it just RGBs, or like can you do anything video game related with it?
There's no video game relation, but it's
Okay.
it's just a cool idea because it's like a $150 mask, but it comes with this UV case. It's clear so you can see your face. It has like actually microphones on it, so it picks up and amplifies your voice, so it's not muffled.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. It comes with like all these different things, and basically it's just it comes with active ventilation, comes with UV light in order to clean the bacteria after using it.
Okay.
My first question about it: do you think people are actually going to buy it?
Well,
I
how
mean,
much did you say it was worth again?
$150.
Okay, I wouldn't buy it.
You wouldn't buy it.
I wouldn't.
I mean,
But
yeah, continue.
maybe like a DJ would buy it or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
someone. Yeah. I mean, you see, the thing is that it's rated as like I believe, surgical N95 respirator. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming that means it's good.
Yes, of course. That's like standard issue.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, it does. I heard it's like really comfortable. It doesn't let any outside air in, like besides the ventilation, so that way it's clean. But you see, the other thing is that COVID vaccines are rolling out. We don't know how much longer we're gonna be living in a mask society.
Right.
So people are thinking, well, should I spend $150 on a face mask
Right.
when we might not need it in like, I don't know, 4 months? Maybe?
I mean, it has RGB, right?
I mean, yeah, it has RGB, so I mean, you could just wear that for fun.
True,
But
right.
then again, why would you want to wear a face mask?
I mean, what about in the future if it's like it's no longer a disease problem, it's, pollution problem.
That's true. I mean, like, future society, we don't know how pollution's going to be. I don't want to get too political, but like, you never know. And
Right.
then also, you
Of
don't
course,
need it
it's
just
something to talk about.
Yeah, and you also don't need it for COVID. It can just be for anything that you need to good ventilation, like, and you're not in a good air quality environment.
Right, like my brother, he's a welder. He wears a mask sometimes. Of course, he'll wear the whole full shield if he's welding, but
Yeah,
sometimes he's working around chemicals where he needs to wear a mask. Like
exactly, yeah. I mean, like, for instance, my dad, he's a chemistry teacher. I mean, he doesn't wear masks as much, but this would honestly be a good one besides the fact that it is RGBs.
Right,
I mean,
it would just be a good way to flex on your students. Like,
now, here's another good talking point. If it didn't have, like, all these RGBs and these fancy things, and, like, it wasn't from Razer, it was just from some, like, let's say, just some company that makes face masks, and they're, like, part of, like, the medical field, do you think it'd be more likely to be sold, or do you think it's actually more likely to be sold under Razer, considering their reputation?
well, I don't think everyone's a day-to-day gamer. There are, of course, a lot of people who are gamers, but it would appeal to gamers, not be like.
It would
okay.
appeal to the Razer fans.
Yes, RGB is important for real gamers. RGB is a popular thing in the gaming industry.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean all gamers just go for RGB and RGB only. You also need to have a keyboard because the keyboard is important to play the game. But the mask, it just has RGB and nothing to do with the games.
But, so yeah, I mean, people aren't just buying this for the RGBs. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like I think it's a tactic to get people more drawn to it. Like, if it didn't have RGBs and it was just a straight up mask, less people would be likely to buy it. But people that are like Razer fans and buy Razer technology, like mice, computers, headphones, which I have over there. But yeah, I feel like if it didn't have the RGBs, they'd just be like, well, it's a really high quality mask. So what? But
Well, I mean, it's got that feature where it can enhance your voice. That's cool.
yeah, I think that it appeals to both sides. It appeals to the gamer side who may want a mask that it's from Razer, and then it appeals to the people that want a protective mask and it has all these features and the RGBs or whatever.
Okay.
Does that? I mean, that's at least my thoughts.
All right.
I feel like we talked enough about this. We're gonna move
Yes.
on to the next topic.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So the next topic, the PlayStation 5. It's been out of stock for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months now.
I don't know.
I mean, it came out in November, and it's been out of stock since like legit it came out. So what I'm asking is, on the lines, do you think that it's worth waiting for at this point? Do you think it's ever going to come back in stock? I mean, obviously it's going to have to, otherwise what's the point of the PlayStation 5? But like, and then like also talk about the Grinch bots, which like were these things at Christmas where people basically, as soon as it came in stock, they would buy hundreds of them and then sell them for $1,000.
That's horrible.
That's just messed up. In my opinion. Like,
If you're a Grinch stalker,
exactly.
that's
I mean, I don't curse on this channel,
Grinch
but
stalker.
yeah, Grinch stonker.
Stonk.
Yep, Redditors. Stonks.
Please. No.
Taking over GameStop stock.
Okay. Okay. No.
Okay. But yeah, so I mean, like for instance, I was hoping to get a PlayStation 5 for Christmas this year. I mean, I sound like I'm a 5-year-old, but I mean, that's what I did ask for.
You actually wanted a PlayStation 5.
I did. I mean, at my mom's, not here because obviously I had this PC, but at my mom's I had nothing, and then I wanted to have like a better gaming console. I had a PlayStation 4. They're getting outdated. 1080p resolution was a max. Not even 60 frames.
Yeah, well, you're asking me, and you know my story with the fact that I sold my Xbox One. It wasn't an X, it was just a standard Xbox One.
Yep.
I sold that back in September of 20...
Well, you have one house. I have 2 different houses, so I have to go. And I can't
Right.
take this.
You live 2 different
30-pound
lives.
Yeah, I can't just take a 30-pound gaming PC. There's just also the other reason why I was considering getting a gaming
Right.
laptop, so I can just carry that back and forth. But
Right,
then
you
again,
can pack the new consoles into a backpack and take it to different houses, right?
But then that's also a hassle with cables and like you don't want
It
to
is?
drop. Yeah,
I remember going on
HDMI power.
sleepovers and packing up my Xbox One to my friends' houses. And
I
that was
wouldn't.
fun.
I don't think you could pack a PlayStation 5. I mean, they're actually really big, and they're barely smaller than this thing right here.
Than
I
the
mean,
actual
they're
PC
slimmer.
case.
What? This thing?
It's like the same size as a PC case.
I mean, it's about probably that tall, maybe a little taller. It's not as wide, obviously. I mean, if it was that wide, it's that point just a PC, but with PlayStation software.
Right.
But it's pretty big. I mean, if you look on like, here, let me pull it up. But yeah, they're like looking at compared to like the Xbox Series X or the basically just all these different consoles from the past. It's pretty big. Here, hang on one sec. Yeah, it's gigantic, dude. So the PlayStation 3 was the closest, but this is the Xbox One right here,
Okay.
and that's on its side. And
Whoa.
then, yeah, that thing
That's
is
a big
massive.
honker.
I know, and that's the Series X, the newest one, and then this thing right here. And then again, you probably couldn't even pack a Series X because it's wide and chunky and girthy.
Right. So, in order for people to keep playing consoles and keep buying consoles, I think it comes down to 2 factors that the new consoles must have, which is it should be smaller to compact it in your backpack and take it, you know, it should be easier than packing up a whole entire PC. Because, you know, that's a big hassle, a big old box. So if it gets smaller, easier to do like I did with my Xbox 360. But if they keep getting bigger because they're having to shove more advanced technology
Yeah,
in there to make it more
exactly.
powerful, is it still going to be worth it? I don't think so. But also, forgot my other point. It needs to be small, compact.
I mean, yeah, PlayStation has a reputation for at first releasing their PlayStation generation, like the 4, and then after that they released the Pro. Or no, they released the Slim, and then they released the Pro. The Slim is like, the PlayStation 5 is about that big, I'd say. I mean, I can't really show it on camera, but
Yeah.
And then the Slim is actually like this big. It's really slim and it's shorter. I mean, it packs about the same hardware, but just in a smaller thing, and it's a little bit cheaper. If they can do that,
Right. That's the second point I was going to say. That the consoles need to stay cheap. They cannot be as expensive as a PC.
I
They
feel
need
like
to be cheaper, need to be more compact, and then people will buy them.
They
people
just
continue to.
they cannot be more, in my opinion, than $600. That is the max because you can
Yeah.
buy a gaming PC like yours was about 800, right?
Yeah.
And then it has like all these like I don't remember.
And of course, I paid over 800 once I bought the monitor and the
all
keyboard.
the keyboard mouse and
But
stuff
the
like
PC itself, the graphics card, everything inside the box, it was around $800, $850.
Yeah. I went a little overboard on mine, as you know. I mean, it was a little,
Yes.
but then again, I had the money. I mean, I don't want to get too much in detail about that, just because PTSD. But
What?
Never mind. So,
Oh,
either
okay.
way, but yeah, either way, like if a PlayStation or an Xbox was more than $500, just people are gonna start thinking, is it worth spending? Should I just get a PC?
Right.
And so if it ever does pass $600, I feel like consoles are going to stop making or companies that make consoles are going to stop making them. Like I heard actually that the PlayStation 5 might be the last PlayStation. This is a rumor. This was back before it was actually launched, but people were saying this might be the last PlayStation, so watch out. Or I don't even know.
Right.
But then again,
I kind of agree with that. It might be the last. In fact, it might be the last console.
who knows? Maybe Sony might roll out with like pre-built gaming computers.
Yeah, I mean,
If they did that, I feel like tons of people would start buying them. Just 'cause think about it. If they released like $1,000 gaming computer, with like PlayStation specs in a way, but just were gaming consoles and had like 4K graphics and like these nice graphics cards and like all these cooling systems, but it was a PC, people are gonna be like, why not? I just buy a PlayStation PC.
PlayStation PC.
Yeah.
Right.
And a base price of $1,000 sounds pretty good for a gaming PC, right? I
Right,
mean, it's a
but-
little more, but I mean,
Right, but like the thing with consoles is people who tend to buy consoles, I'm assuming like you buy them for buying, be able to play it on the couch.
Yeah.
Stumbling over my speech.
no, you're
People will buy it so that they can hold a little controller and don't need to sit at a desk in a corner with a big old keyboard and a mouse.
Mhm. Now we're gonna move on to this one. Not many people care just because it's dead. Let's be real. What happened to Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
You didn't
boy.
even get the game, did you?
I didn't, thank God.
It's a good game. It really is a good game. It's just
I think it has potential to be better than any other game I've ever played.
if they ever released the online version.
Right, you need multiplayer for that stuff, man.
Exactly. That's when I originally pre-ordered it. I thought there was a multiplayer version coming at launch, but then I heard that's not coming until 2022. I'm like, well, screw you. You
Right,
know?
right, exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The campaign was good. I mean, I haven't finished it quite yet. I've been taking a break just because school got more serious and more involved. But either way, like for instance, when you finish the campaign, not many people want to go back just to play the free roam. I mean, that's what people thought it was going to be. It was going to be this amazing free roam. You can just play, not playing the missions. But besides the missions, all you have are, I don't know, shoot up scenes where you basically go up to random gang places, shoot them up, do missions
Yeah.
for random people. It's basically GTA, but there's no online. And the campaign for GTA is it's give or
Here's the
take.
thing. There are people that love the campaign. There's people who only play campaign games, like
Yeah, exactly.
Jedi Fallen Order, that doesn't have multiplayer.
Best campaign besides God of War. Let's be real.
Right. But I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I didn't even buy the Jedi Fallen Order.
You didn't?
No.
Have you played it?
No, I've not played it.
It
But
is good, dude. It's a really good campaign. I mean, yeah, it's not worth spending $60 for just like 20 hours of fun.
right, exactly. It's
I did replay it. I mean, I replayed it just like with like the plus mode where you have like all your equipment. But either way, Jedi Fallen Order is, how do I put this? I mean, this is kind of a tangent. We're not really supposed to be talking about this specifically, but Jedi Fallen Order had a really good campaign, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. It introduced a new character, Cal or whatever his name was, which was actually pretty cool.
right.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything about it,
I
but
think the problem with it was that you didn't have, like, of course, Star Wars is very. Again, we're gonna try to go over this quickly, but Star Wars is, its own universe with one straight story.
Mhm.
It's hard to make Star Wars become like The Walking Dead game where you could have multiple different outcomes happen in certain situations
That's
to
true.
change the story. So with
That is
Cyberpunk, that's what they try to do, multiple different outcomes, different stories. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, look at the bigger games they're all multiplayer.
Exactly. I mean, like the biggest game I think right now on Twitch, I believe is, well, it's been Minecraft, but besides Minecraft, there's like Fortnite, which, yeah, gross. And then there's also like Rust, which I heard is pretty good. I might be getting that. I don't know. One of my friends is trying to get me to get it at least. Among Us, which, let's be real, is also dead. You don't play Among Us still. I don't think it's gonna come back. I mean, do you?
Well, again, Among Us is a game that's not single player or campaign.
It's 100% multiplayer.
100% multiplayer.
That's true.
You cannot play it with bots. Bots can't.
I mean, there is a training mode, but no one plays a training mode. It's dumb. You just go around killing random people and it doesn't need anything.
Those bots don't even have a brain. They don't.
Exactly. So
they're not able to guess who might be the killer. That's a game that has 100% human input in order for it to work.
I think the reason why Among Us was so popular was when quarantine, or the quarantine about, or when we all got quarantined for a second time, like the major one. Like we got quarantined like big time in March.
There's a big time period where we were just all inside.
Yeah, March and April, and then May kind of started getting a little better. But then August, or no, I think it was September.
August and September.
And then also October, like when we got quarantined again, when people were out too much, and then they had to quarantine us all again. That's when people started playing it a lot.
Right.
Like tons of people were at home, and they're like, "Hey, this is a good way to connect with people and like my friends
play
online."
With friends.
Exactly. I think we even did that with a few random friends of ours. But yeah, either way. So going back to Cyberpunk, I mean, yeah, I think it just needs, once it gets the multiplayer, I feel like more people will start to buy it. But for instance, we all saw it coming. We all did. I mean, they've delayed it at least like 4 times.
I mean, honestly, if there weren't bugs, it probably would have done better.
Yeah, we all saw it coming.
Bugs were like a huge issue.
Like right off the bat, when I started, for some reason my graphics card didn't have the update, so I got random trees popping up everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And I had a good graphics card, and it was running ray tracing at like 10 FPS, and I was like, this is dumb. I bought a nice computer to run good games.
Right.
And I can't even run ray tracing with 60 FPS. And so, yeah, I had to, obviously, it took me like about a few weeks to realize, oh, I should probably just update my graphics card. But I feel like you shouldn't have to go like, okay, if you get this game, you probably should update your graphics card. Otherwise, you're going to have random trees popping up everywhere.
Right.
And then the AI was another thing I heard, where like the people were like doing weird things.
Yeah,
and, like,
that's the thing. It was the bugs that made me not want to buy it. It was like, oh no, there's so many bugs. And then another thing I heard with Cyberpunk is that the combat was not so nice.
I mean, the combat at first was bad, and then they updated it, and it got pretty good. I mean,
they did?
Yeah, did you ever watch my video?
I didn't hear about it.
Did you ever watch my Cyberpunk video?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You didn't? I watched.
Sorry.
I watched all your videos.
But your videos are long.
It was 7 minutes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yours was like 10 minutes.
Okay, fine.
I watch all your videos, man. I'm subscribed to both of your channels, and you can't even do the common decency to watch one of my videos. I only have one video.
Okay. I'll watch it.
You should.
I'll watch it today.
I mean, it's cringy, but I mean, still, you should watch it.
Part of the reason why I didn't. I'm kidding.
You didn't even know it was cringy. God dang it.
I assumed.
All right, we're moving on. All right. I guess we have time to do 2 more. So we'll do this next one. Okay, before we actually go over it, do people care about Sony phones?
I didn't even know Sony made phones.
Okay, exactly. But do you think people care about them?
Well,
I know nothing about... People should care about them, sorry.
Well, I don't know anything about them, so I don't care.
Well, the answer is they should care, but not many people should care.
Okay, so why should they care?
So, Sony has a reputation of releasing these really target demographic phones. I feel like Marquez Brownlee, he did a really good job explaining this, but...
Okay.
So, like, they had the Xperia 1 Mark II and the Xperia 5 Mark II. The 1 Mark II it was focused on the 4K display on a phone. Okay. And that was pretty cool. And then their cameras are always good. Sony cameras have always been good. But
so to this date, there's no iPhone that has 4K on it?
4K display, no. They have 1080p, and it's dumb.
No Google Pixels, no other phones have 4K.
I mean, okay, my phone has a 1440p, which is 2K. And many different Androids do have 2K. That's like a premium flagship feature.
Right, but none of them have 4K.
None.
So this is
the
phone that offered
4K phone, but it is at 60 hertz. And if you're in 2021, it's like your refresh rate, how smooth it is. Like, I don't have my phone with me, or actually I do.
I know
Galaxy
what the
S20, by the way. No, but like seriously, like it's super smooth when you scroll back and forth. Like you grab your
That's
phone.
60 hertz.
This is 120 hertz.
120.
Yeah,
That's
very
cool.
smooth. Yeah, you're like turn on your phone.
Yeah.
And then like scroll back and forth. Of course, then installs your background. This is like, yeah, that's 60 hertz. So that's 60 hertz.
disgusting. Kidding.
I know. And then scroll around on here.
Yeah, I see a clear difference.
Okay, see now you get my point.
Yeah, the refresh rate, higher refresh rate on phones, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, like 2019, the OnePlus 7 Pro rolled around and it had 90 hertz, and people were like, "What's this 90 hertz?" And like, wow,
It's
this is
like
very
in the
smooth.
middle.
And not many phones, like premium phones, were even doing that. Like the Galaxy Note 10 Plus had 60 hertz, and people didn't care. And then 2020 rolled around, and like, all right, if we don't release 120 hertz or like 90 hertz or just high refresh rate, people are not going to want to buy our phones over like OnePlus, which is releasing phones with like high refresh rate at like a $700 value. So anyways, going back to that, they had the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II, which is a 4K display, and then they had the 5 Mark II. I mean, I might be wrong. I didn't do a whole lot of research on those phones, which was 1080p but 120 hertz.
So many numbers and names going on here.
So one phone offered high resolution, and then the other phone offered low resolution but high refresh rate. It was smaller, but either way, Sony phones, they're meh. Let's just say that. They're okay. They have really specific target demographic. But then Sony releases a phone with a target demographic so freaking small that it's not even, it's just, why does it exist? I mean, it should exist, but it shouldn't exist. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, so first off, $2,500. The Sony Xperia Pro. It has a 4K display, but that's not the feature that makes it cool. It's a really cool phone. I mean, okay, I wouldn't even consider it a phone based on its main purpose of buying it. So, as you know, there's like a Sony camera. I don't even know the name. It's kind of dumb, like A1 Mark III. I don't even know. But either way, there's a camera. No one likes A1 sauce.
I love A1 sauce.
A1 sauce ruins steak, okay?
No, okay, some steaks. If you have expensive steak,
I went to Outback and my sister's like, "Oh, you need to try this A1 sauce," and then like dumps it all over. I'm like, "This sucks."
Okay, we're getting sidetracked.
Okay, fine. So, anyways, the Sony Xperia Pro has extremely fast 5G, and so we're like, "Okay, so I'm buying a fast 5G phone. Who cares?" We don't
What
even have...
5G isn't fast?
No, but like, it has lots of, I believe, 5G connectivity in like different parts
Lots of connectivity. The phone doesn't tell you if it has better connectivity.
Okay, so
the towers in your area do.
Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, it has multiple different areas. Like, for instance, I'll show you where my 5G, I don't know what they're called, I forget, but antennas. I have one antenna right here, got another one right here.
So does it just add more antennas to the phone?
Yeah, it's completely plastic. Like the back. It's not a glass phone like this, it has plastic. So it's able to pretty much go throughout the entire phone. But anyways, you can connect this because it has
There's so many thought processes on whether this is a good buy, because if
it isn't a good buy. If you have the money and you have the equipment, you maybe should get if you also have the right purpose for it. But
yeah, also, what do you need 5G for?
No, but that's the thing. Here's the thing. It has a micro HDMI port at the bottom right here, and it also has a charging port. So you can plug this in to their expensive Sony camera, which is like $5,000, and then you can basically have it as an extremely fast 5G streaming viewfinder on a camera that can upload it to like Twitch and YouTube streaming. So like it's basically your YouTube streaming like good quality camera, like just good quality videos at an extremely fast rate without a computer and all this different stuff. It's just one.
You can do it on your phone.
Yeah, you can do it from your phone.
How hot does your phone get when it's trying to upload all this?
You see, I don't know too much. I just know that that's what the main purpose is. You shouldn't be getting this phone saying like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get a Sony phone because like it's $2,500. It's Pro."
Yeah, if you're gonna buy a phone, know what you're getting it for. Because there's different phones like high refresh rate. You just want a nice smooth scroll through your phone, or you want a 60 hertz but 4K display. You just want to obviously. Those kinds of people want to watch YouTube and movies on their phone.
Hey, actually, cool. For some reason, I can watch 4K videos on YouTube now, which doesn't make any sense. But
right, my phone is 1080p and
60 hertz.
1080p
60 hertz.
Right, it is. But I thought that would be obvious because we said that earlier.
That's true.
Anyways, YouTube lets me watch at 2K, which is
It
weird.
does, really?
Yeah,
1440p?
It gives me the option.
Yeah, I can all of a sudden watch 4K video, which makes no freaking sense. Like,
It gives me the option, but does it do anything? I don't think so.
I mean, it does for me. Like,
It probably makes it more choppy, to be honest.
it does make it choppy, but like, I can watch 4K videos out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's an option.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like I've seen this
You're just trying to pull up a video on YouTube on his phone and you got 2 ads.
Peloton, yeah.
How close are we to getting 3 ads, 3, 4, 5 ads on YouTube?
I think it's YouTube's way of basically making sure that we all buy their YouTube Premium.
Do we have money? Nope, not enough.
Do you want to
Third
spend
ad.
$10 on a month just to get no ads and get free music or whatever? I don't even know.
I mean, you know, I might, you know, when I get a job, I might.
I'm getting YouTube Premium just
I
so I
might
can
get
have
YouTube
YouTube Music. Yeah, YouTube Music is actually really good music service. Better than Spotify, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I watch YouTube, I listen to music, so if I can get both and save money without having to buy Spotify or something like that, then
Yeah, I have to save up for insurance and gas now because I have a new car.
yeah, I know.
So yeah, anyways,
Oh,
yeah.
Good way to just put that in there.
I feel like,
Flex in
yeah.
front of me.
So I don't think we have too much time to go over this Sony Xperia Pro. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to mention it. I mean, it's like really new, different, very small target demographic, but
What
I
does
feel
that
like
mean, target demographic?
basically it's ideal customer. So
right.
like
Okay.
the target demographic for this phone, high refresh rate, great cameras, I guess just people who like Androids and want the highest end for Android. People who buy, let's say, a Google Pixel 5a or the 4a, whatever's out right now. It's a $350 phone, so they're like, I need a budget phone. I don't have the money to spend on crazy expensive phones. That's what those phones are for.
Okay.
That's the target demographic.
Right. So as we get more advanced, more expensive phones, the target demographic gets smaller and smaller.
Yes, exactly. And all right, I feel like we can talk about one more. So Tesla, at some point soon.
Again, what is this company? I don't know what this Tesla company
I know.
is.
I'm so sorry. You know,
Never heard of it.
back when you actually never mind. I was gonna mention something stupid, but anyways, so yeah, they're about to release a new car, the Model 2. It's a weird name. I don't understand why they gave it 2. They could have given it like the Model B or the Model. I don't even know.
Well, they already spelled out the word.
What?
The word. You know?
No.
Model S, Model 3, Model X, Model Y.
I get it.
So now Model 2, what does that mean?
Too sexy.
And then it's going to be 4 and then U.
If they do that, I mean, you're a genius if they do that. So the Model 2, it's going to be about $25,000, cheaper than the Model 3, but it's a hatchback, and I'm assuming the acceleration is not going to be as near as
What's
like
a hatchback car?
a hatchback car is
A
like.
hunchback.
It's a mix between like a sedan and an SUV. Like kind of like the car I just bought. Actually, exactly like the car.
A
I just bought.
box car?
No, it's not a box car. It's like a weird. It's an awkward size. It's not a small, slim size like a sedan, but it's not a big car like a SUV. It's in between, a hatchback. Think of like between a big car and a small car, and you get a hatchback. Hatchbacks also usually have bigger ends, like right back there. It's like usually big on the end. Have you seen the Honda Civic hatchback?
No.
Coupe. That's coupe.
No.
Yeah, no. It's a hatchback.
Honestly,
Okay, sorry. So the Model 2, they don't. I mean, you know Tesla. They don't give the specs ahead of time. They're very.
You know Tesla. Yeah,
No,
he's a good
they're
friend of mine.
they're very good at keeping their car secret. I mean, like for instance, the Cybertruck. We had no idea
The
that it was
Cyberpunk
gonna
car.
look like a car that was made by a 5-year-old. But don't get me
Right.
wrong, I like the look. I mean,
Speaking of the Cybertruck, I almost said Cyberpunk as well. That car, it looks like the shape of a what are those cars called? Pinewood Derby. I made a Pinewood.
Pineward.
I made when I was in Boy Scouts.
Hey,
I
same.
made.
I was, not for long.
Thank you for interrupting me.
I was in Boy Scouts.
I made a Pinewood Derby car that was the shape of a Cybertruck
Really?
before the Cybertruck was a thing.
Did you understand that it needs to be an aerodynamic car?
that's what we were going for. It needed to be aerodynamic, and we tried
The
to go for
Cyberpunk, but like the Cybertruck's not aerodynamic at all.
that. Right.
Like my cars would look like those Italian racing cars, you know, with the open wheels, and I had one that was like a bullet, and then one was like really flat.
I don't know. I was just trying to make a.
I get it.
point.
But and so yeah.
Right.
Anyways, but yeah, I feel like the Cybertruck did a really good job at keeping itself in. No one knew anything about it. Like if you looked at the renders for what it was supposed to look like, people thought it was going to be this truck that
That Rivian,
they thought it would be like an
they
electric.
copied and made no.
They thought it was going to be like a Ford F-150 but
Please
electric.
Don't put that in there.
No, I'm not going to. But they basically thought it was going to be a Ford F-150 but electric. So, do you think they're going to pull a Cybertruck on us and release a really weird looking hatchback like for the Model 2?
Is that what that?
This is a render. We don't know what it's going to look like.
Oh.
We just heard that there's going to be a $25,000
Of course,
Tesla.
the renders are never accurate at all.
I mean, it's true. Like,
Watch it just be a mini Cybertruck.
we all thought the Roadster 2 was going to look like their first one, but just more newer. And then they released it, and it looks like a Model S and a Ferrari. Like, combined. Yippity skippity.
I think it just looks like a cool car.
I love the Roadster. I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
$200,000, but... I mean, come on.
But
It's
it's
the
like-
fastest accelerating car out there, and it's
It's cheaper than like the
Bugatti Chiron, which is like $5 million.
yeah.
Which is another sign that we need to, we're gonna switch to electric cars somehow. I mean, we are. They're cheaper, at least for them.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend too much time on the transmission, but either way,
If we have a higher incentive to buy electric cars over gas cars, we're gonna buy more electric cars.
They're
It's just
cheaper.
how it's gonna work.
you don't have to buy gas. They're technically better for the environment. I don't want to go into a political debate, but yeah, they're technically better for the environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So anyways,
right.
so yeah, the Tesla Model 2, do you think that this is what it's going to look like? Do you think that they're going to pull a Cybertruck on us, or do you think they're actually going to make something that looks like this?
Well, if it's hatchback, it'll probably look like hatchback, right?
Yeah, I don't think that they, like, for instance, the Cybertruck was a brand new type, like a line for their car industry. Like, they have never made a truck. If they had made a truck, they probably would have made it look like to that truck.
Well, the reason why, you know the reason why they didn't make it look like an F-150 though, right?
Because they needed to basically, how do I put this? They needed a, I don't know the word, but they're trying to make, they're trying to distinguish themselves. They're trying
Yes.
to, yeah. They're trying to make, because like,
No one will buy your car if it's the same as every other car.
like for instance, the iPhone 11 was the first phone that really invented ugly camera bump on the back with like those 3 cameras, and everyone's like, that's disgusting. Why would they do that? And then now you look at it, it's very reputable, and when you see that, it's like, oh, that's the iPhone 11. They did that with the Cybertruck, and when you see that, they're gonna be like, that's the Cybertruck. That's not, wait, is that a Ford or is that a? Oh yeah, it's a Cybertruck. So yeah, I mean, they could do that with their hatchback. They haven't made a hatchback yet. They made sedans. They made sedans.
Yeah.
They made supercars. I mean, they made a semi, but we don't know where the semi is. And then they obviously did the Cybertruck.
I hope it looks slightly different from the Model 3 and the Model Y, because the Model 3 and the Model Y, to me, they look
I hate the looks of them.
they look damn near the same.
I mean, the Model 3 and the Model Y? No, I think the X and the Y look similar, and the 3 and the S look similar. I think the 3 and the S are...
You think the 3 and the S look similar?
Yeah, think about it. They're the sedans, and then, sorry, I forgot.
No,
yeah.
I can tell clearly the difference between
No,
the
the X-
Model S and the Model 3. But the Y and the Model 3, I can't tell.
Really? No, the Model Y is higher up. Has a higher up. And then, like, so I think the Model Y and the X are completely similar. Like, they're the SUVs. And then the S and the 3 are similar, but they're sedans. But yeah, the X and the S are the more higher end of the sedan and the SUV. Think about it. Because, like, the X is, like, $114,000. The S is, like, $114,000 or $130,000, at least for the higher end. And then the 3 and the Y are lower end, like $30,000 to $40,000. But they're one's the SUVs and ones are the sedans.
All right.
Okay, but so anyways, they're making a new line product. First, I mean, we already talked about this, but do you think, or what am I saying? Do you like the look of it, or at least from this render right here?
the render looks nice, but I don't think the render is gonna look exactly like it.
When I first saw it, I was like, it looks like the Y, but different. And now looking, I'm like, wait, that's a hatchback.
It looks like the Y, but different.
It looks like an SUV, but I'm like, oh wait, no, that's smaller. That's a hatchback, and it actually looks kind of sick. So, I mean, for instance, like if I had $25,000 and I knew the specs, like let's say the 0 to 60.
If it's a cheaper Tesla that more people can buy, cool.
And that's the other thing. What do you think they're gonna do to make it cheaper than like a 3? Like, what are they gonna cut back on to make it cheaper? Like,
good question.
So anyways, yeah, like that's what phone companies do when they make premium budget phones or budget phones. Like, what do they cut out but also leave in order to draw people? Because if you just cut out almost every aspect and just make it cheaper, people are like, well, why would I buy it? They still need to leave important features that would make it a premium car. Tesla is a premium car brand. Think about it. I don't know why I keep saying that, but
think about it. Just think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
So yeah, but like, do you think like they're gonna make like do you think like, for instance, like their interior, do you think they're gonna have like a really nice display like they usually do? Do you think that they're gonna make sure like their acceleration is gonna be like 0 to 60 in like 8 seconds? Do you think like, because like their Model 3, their base model can do 0 to 60 in like, I think 5 seconds? It's like $10,000 cheaper than the 3. Keep that in mind.
$10,000.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that they're gonna cut down on looks to make it cheaper. I think they're gonna cut down on like batteries and speed.
You think it's gonna be like a 250 mile charge? Like on a single charge, it can go 250 miles, somewhere around there. Because like the base model, the 3 can go.
I'm hoping that. Well,
even then, 250 miles is good for a car. Like my dad's Mustang can probably go about 280 miles on a single tank. And
right. Who knows? Who knows how they're gonna pull it off? It's gonna be cheaper, and it's gotta keep up with cars that people would buy.
Because like if you look at it, like there's different 25, like in the $20,000 range for cars, you have good options, and then like there's this, which I don't know. I really don't know how they're gonna do it. I mean, I think what they're gonna do,
they're just gonna take the roof off.
Yep, it's gonna be tires sold separately.
Yeah.
But you wanted to drive it? Okay, you're gonna have to buy a steering
bad.
Wheel too. Don't forget the engine.
Oh, you said gas pedal? What?
So yeah, I mean
gas pedal, but there's no gas.
Just pedal then. The go pedal.
It's not a
the
zap pedal.
The vroom pedal. The vroom pedal.
Vroom. But it doesn't make a sound.
It makes a tiny sound. Like the Roadster definitely makes a sound.
It better make a sound.
But so yeah, I think what they're gonna do, they're gonna take a little bit out of the interior, like make it a little less quality, and they're gonna take a little bit out of like the specs. I don't think that they could do all specs and just make it like a 200-mile charge, 0 to 60 in 9 seconds. I mean, people would be like, well, at this point, it's just an electric car. It's not a Tesla. A Tesla is fast, high quality, and not exactly premium. Like when you see people driving Teslas, and if they're making cheap Teslas, people are gonna be less excited when they see like that model. I feel like Tesla has a reputation to keep, so I feel like they're gonna do it meticulously to make sure that it's still considered a premium car.
Yeah, it's tough to debate. Think about.
Yeah.
Is Tesla gonna be that one? Is Tesla gonna be the electric car company that has the expensive, nice-looking electric cars? And then there's.
I think they have been, and they will stay that way. I don't think any other car company is gonna come out, or any car company is gonna switch over to that. I think car companies are gonna compete with them. Like for instance, I feel like the next type of car that's gonna switch to electric is gonna be Chevrolet. And then like their Corvette. I feel like their next Corvette might have an electric model. I mean Chevrolet has never been like, oh my gosh, that's a Chevy. It's been like, oh, it's a Chevy, so what? And even Corvettes, people, yeah, they do like seeing Corvettes, but they're still Chevys, and Chevys are just average cars. I feel like they're different car companies that have good end cars are gonna come out and they're gonna try and compete with Tesla, but they won't be able to. Tesla has a very target demographic, or very small target demographic.
So what they're trying to do is widen the demographic with this cheaper car.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to talk about, so if you want, we can just end it here.
I mean,
Do you have anything else you want to ask me or talk about?
no. I mean, we got all the techie stuff down.
That's true. We did get all the techie stuff down. So, I mean, until next time, which might be a month or two from now, I might invite you back. I might have something different, but most likely,
Yeah,
I'll
kick me out.
I'm not gonna kick
Totally
you
forgot
out.
about you.
I mean, this channel, the first video has you on it. I'm not gonna just kick you out.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything else to talk about, so
All right.
this will be the end. All right, thank you, man.
Yeah.
You're not gonna give me a high five?
No.
Okay, fine.
You're
whatever.
disgusting.
All right.
Disgusting human
Whatever.
being. Why
What-
would I touch? I'm kidding.
You know what? Oh, fine.
Kid-
Screw
I'm kidding. Give me
you.
a
Screw
high
you.
five, please.
All right, fine. Why is your hand so sweaty?
I don't know.